Too long in our little ghetto. Run, keep going on, less roses. For children of Israel do really love rights. So that's why I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare every the way. Prepare every the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do that righteousness. And we love. And we love Jaja. And we love Jaja. Rastafari. And we love Jaja. We love Jaja. We love Jaja. Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare every the way. Prepare every the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Rastafari. War and crime. And build up righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jaja. Me love Jaja. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jaja. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Good morning, globalists. Good morning and welcome. Let me jump out of this setting because that is confusing me. Yes, I think I'm back where I need to be. Good morning and welcome. Somebody run out and hold the PM. The PM is in the country. And now that we know that the PM prioritizes death over life, it is the PM's time to respond. So it will be round 3, is it not? It will be the time for the PM to respond to Chief Curry. I see where Farron Williams has joined the bashing as, you know, the Jamaica Labour Party supporters in their Accompong going on with their things. But I was going to play Farron on here this morning, but I don't think it's worthwhile giving Farron a voice, to be honest with you, because we all know their intentions already. And we have quite a few topics to pick up on this morning, because as I know, we take the rest over the weekend. And we are back. But I must say to you, we've lost our StreamYard package. So we're back to the free package. So there will be a little things different for now. But as usual, resilient enough, one of Andrew's favorite word, to make the broadcast work. So welcome, everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? And are you ready for the rock and roll? Prime Minister, I don't know where to start with you. The truth is, you really don't know where to start when it comes to Andrew Holness. But there are a few things that we will get into this morning. We're going to look at the PM in foreign first, in foreign at funeral. We go look at the PM in foreign at funeral. But I will not lose my manners to my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Another irritating, upsetting morning, because as long as Andrew Holness is our Prime Minister, there are and will be things that bloody well irritate us. Oh, they irritate us. Yvonne Riley, good morning, and welcome, Debbie Jarvis, TV, Lenworth, Steel Lee, good morning. Who else is there? Laverne, good morning, Colleen, good morning, Charlotte Grime, good morning, Beverly, good morning, Lawrence Michaels, Sheena Kelly, Lynette Jenkins, who else? Barbara Simpson, good morning, Pamela Acola, good morning, Dorothy Brown, good morning, Evan Miller, Jamrock 8766, Beaton Teach Wagwan. Good morning, my mother, Abinasa Cody, Delroy Henry, Annie Jones, Sharon Bernard, welcome. How you do? Good morning, Nin Miles. Good morning. Now, when the Prime Minister went off to New York over the weekend, the Prime Minister or the Office of the Prime Minister gave no explanation, barring to tell the nation that the Prime Minister is in New York on official duties. Official duties turn out to be the attendance of the Consul General's funeral. Young DT Wagwan. Official duty turn out to be visiting the Consul General funeral. No, I'm not enraged that the Prime Minister visits her funeral. It's part of state protocol. Is he the right person? Listen to the question carefully, Valerie Johnson. Is he the right person given the situation of the country that should have attended the funeral? The Prime Minister have his Foreign Office people, Kamina Johnson-Smith and Terry Shee. Given that the Prime Minister is the chief decision maker in the country, and the country is boiling and turning over, do you think this was the right choice for the Prime Minister to attend the funeral, given the day-to-day, minute-by-minute decision that is required in our country, given that maybe somebody else out there might know? For me, I have not yet heard a clear structure from the government as to how them are going to deal with the disaster, how they're dealing with the unfolding of it. It's just literally, for me, it's more like a shot in the dark. Let's try it and see if it works. Let's try it and see if it works. And if it don't work, we find somebody else to blame, barring us. Because I notice also Andrew Holness operate. Was this the best priority the Prime Minister could prioritize? I mean, you have people lying in infestation, people in a school where Desmond McKenzie tell to go look place rent and him will pay for one whole heap of malarkey. Me that we can pay the CVM video, me will play the audio because them CVM people they love strike you. But listen to your Prime Minister abroad. It's just a short scratch this morning. But listen to the Prime Minister abroad, because this is what the Prime Minister prioritized. While the nation is lying flat on the floor, the Prime Minister think the best decision making is go and attend the Consul General funeral. The Foreign Secretary could have done this. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kamina Johnson-Smith, or her junior, Orlando Terrelong, could have done this. The Prime Minister hands is full. There's a lot in the country to do. But then again, does Andrew Holness care? As long as Andrew Holness can throw Alvin Gale in front of the train and say, you, Mr. Gale, get run over. Because when all of this, said the Prime Minister, goes pear-shaped, when all of this goes pear-shaped, you, Alvin Gale, will have to carry the can. No, sir. PM in the what? In the wilderness.
He excelled in moments of crisis, when leadership matters. I could tell.
Me tell you, if you tap up in your mouth, you see when you open your mouth, you give me something for jump out. You don't need to speak more than 2-3 words in a Prime Minister and may have a huge problem. 2-3 words, Andrew Holness, out of your mouth. You hear what the Prime Minister say? When leadership matters. At a time when leadership matters. And when leadership matters, it matters for you, they want funeral than dealing with the crisis in our country, the unfolding Prime Minister, the rising in the rate of death and confirmed cases in leptospirosis, the homelessness, the hunger, the shelterless, and all of them something there. The Prime Minister talked about leadership when it matters.
He excelled in moments of crisis, when leadership matters. I could tell you hundreds of stories, but I'll tell you one. A few months before a particular important event, I called upon Alcyon to arrange a town hall meeting for me in New York.
Remember when they do the
and it was quite short notice. And she arranged the meeting. And when I arrived at the venue, it's a venue, I would say, twice the size of this lovely church hall. It's a lovely sanctuary. And I became nervous. I believe the word that is used today is anxious, anxiety. That the town hall would not be a success. That the attendance might be.
When a pastor will allow Andrew Holness on an altar, God for strike on an altar with fire here. On a pastor, well, when Andrew come on a church and I don't tell him to stand up out the door, give him one mic and tell him to stand up out the door and talk. God I go strike on an altar with fire.
Not what I had expected. And I called Alcyon on one side and I said, you know, Alcyon, why did you choose this large venue?
Because he's not speaking to Jamaica, so he has
I said, Prime Minister, you must have faith in me. We arrived at the venue maybe 40 minutes before start time. 10 minutes to start time, the venue is half empty. So I called Alcion again. I said, Alcion, this is going to be a major embarrassment.
Raymond Wagwan.
He said, Prime Minister, I know what I'm doing. I will not let you down. And I believe that at that point, she too got a little bit nervous. And I saw her calling her staff, and she went on the phone. And, I was getting really anxious now, suggesting to her that we should shift to a smaller venue. And she says, no, it's going to be fine.
Prime Minister, that alone is a lie. That alone is a lie, Prime Minister. While you're waiting for the event to start, you're going to ask her to shift to a smaller location. That's why I say God go strike them church altar with the open lie every day. Whether it be Sunday sermon, Saturday sermon, or funeral sermon, God go strike on an altar one day with the nonsense.
And she went on the phone, she made her calls. I don't know, she has a large contact list. And 20 minutes into the town hall, the venue was packed. The venue was packed.
Your story, I wonder if Jackie Chan write that story, dear Prime Minister. Prime Minister, I wonder if Jackie Chan write that story, dear.
And I'm certain it wasn't the last minute calls. The moral of the story is that Alcion put in the work. She put in the work. She is an example to all public servants and public officers. Alcion sacrificed to be in this position. She sacrificed a lot. And I'm here today to pay respect to her as a person, but I'm also here to pay respect to her sacrifice. She wanted to serve. I don't know what the psychology of service that may have driven her, but it was a yearning that she had.
So much lies. That was the official duty, Jamaica. The official duty what the office of MPM tell we say, MPM a go pan. That was it. I'm not saying that the Prime Minister shouldn't have or couldn't have. I'm questioning the timing. I'm questioning the priority. There are other people that could have attended the funeral, like Kamina Johnson Simmet and Orlando Terry Long, and represented the Prime Minister well. The Prime Minister had tied up at home in a lot of major decisions. Decisions that he really don't care about. All and don't care about is scooping up the money in Accra, and that's it. But let's roll back to last year, because we was telling you this in Beryl as well, that those lot from Dubai and all sorts, all sorts have paid down money and South Coast Jamaica's development. So if the Prime Minister taking people their money, we are going to expect the Prime Minister to do barring liquid on a dot to find place to give the people them. Bear in mind, we hold on to know Kalila Reynolds. We hold on to know say Kalila Reynolds and Andrew Holness are good friend. Kalila Reynolds, don't spread propaganda. Kalila Reynolds, an official source. You heard. Let us go back to some of where it started. It goes back further, The 2030, the 2021 and 2030 agenda goes way before COVID. I found then we talk about them something that, as for me, not in the public space, but in many debate among friends and groups. Let's step up to 2024 when Andrew Holness take the people their money. Jamaica, you saw me go telling us the Prime Minister can go South Africa, go remortgage for free. All of the loan when the Prime Minister take out pan uno, uno now go see pittance, Pittance round, now go develop. But your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren will have to foot this bill where politicians thief and run off, enrich themselves, family, friends, picnic, and business partner and the opposition. And we are going to left with a broke up country, broke up infrastructure and everything. And the new sin thing where them a plan to create, we don't involve in it. Let us listen to Kalila Reynolds, and then we come to Desmond McKenzie and the renter room.
Could Jamaica's South Coast become the Dubai of the Caribbean? I'm Kalila Reynolds, founder of Money Media. We make business and finance easy to understand. Potential funding could be coming from the Middle East to develop Jamaica's South Coast, according to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Why focus on the South Coast, you ask? Well, it seems everywhere else is taken, and the government is on a move to divert.
Hold on. Do you remember after Beryl I was telling you about this? Information was out a long time, but someone who don't read are some Jamaicans who only focus on the mix up and the pass up on TikTok would even know say them clock ya out a road a strike. But for those of who watch me show, remember me telling you from Beryl the amount of people that want to take money from. And you take money from people for all sorts. And you take money from people for all sorts. And we're going to pay with blood. And you pay we back. And you walk and take people things. And you take up and a hand we out free. Just so. Just so for free. And your wholeness take we. And just a pan way out, so. But you see, two Jamaicans follow mix up more than reality. All of them something are go escape with I. We're going to get trapped by whatever Andrew Holness can come give it, because we not focus. We only love belly full and mix up. Once you see when you have that piece of eyelid chicken, and we spread out and turn on with TikTok, the whole world could have fallen down.
Could Jamaica's South Coast become the Dubai of the Caribbean? I'm Kalila Reynolds, founder of Money Media. We make business and finance easy to understand. Potential funding could be coming from the Middle East to develop Jamaica's South Coast, according to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Why focus on the South Coast, you ask? Well, it seems everywhere else is taken, and the government is on a move to diversify its tourism offerings beyond the popular North Coast destinations. The Saudi Arabian government has been generous in providing nearly $20 billion in investment loans to 90 countries. They've already partnered with Caribbean nations St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Kitts and Nevis to back their development plans. Around $90 million has been set aside to support projects in these two countries, and Jamaica could be the next beneficiary. If all goes according to plan, Jamaica could see financial support to build new resorts, hotels, attractions, and infrastructure, in areas such as Alligator Pond, Pedro Bluff, and Cross Keys in Manchester. The Jamaican government is
Turner, how
currently
you
in
do?
discussions with the Saudi government, but according to the tourism minister, we might witness the proposed projects becoming a reality within the next 2 years. Now, even though the US dollar has greater purchasing power than the Saudi rial, investments from the oil-rich nation would bring significant benefits. This could include a deal with Emirates Airline, which would bring a boost in the number of tourists visiting the island from the Middle East, for example. Emirates, by the way, is a big player in the airline industry, hailing from Dubai. They're famous for their top-notch service, huge worldwide network, and fancy planes, covering over 150 destinations across 6 continents. Exciting times are ahead and coming for tourism, and the truth is, Jamaica remains a top economic investment and business opportunity, and that's the bottom line. So are you looking forward to the development of the South Coast as a tourist destination? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. None of these plans we, the people of Jamaica, were consulted about. All of these things, Andrew Holness just go about in business, plan them up, then enforce them, pan we. This is how it literally is. When you tell Jamaicans, say you hand over your country to one man who can sell you, who can give you away, even the little leftover after the Prime Minister take it and a guitar's brata. And no, one wake up and see what go on. Say nothing in Jamaica not involve we. It's about Andrew Holness and him friend them. Everything is about Andrew Holness and him friend them. Andrew Holness a walk up and down and make all sort of foreign deal. And Andrew have not attended to the situation at home yet. Not yet. We haven't seen a clear plan at home yet. Let's listen to this audio. I'm going to type in a text quickly and let me know if we not hear it well.
Government Desmond McKenzie has announced that all victims of Hurricane Melissa who are housed in school shelters across Western Jamaica.
Are you hearing the audio? Let me know, please. I mean, I want to put up CVM video up here, make them go do what they want to do with me. Because one Indian news channel give me a copy strike too. Can you hear the audio, Globalist? Let me know.
Will be relocated by December 31 to make the classrooms vacant for school by January. Carla Ramdeen has this report. Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie toured the Petersfield.
Wanna help listen well, because we probably getting a temper. You see, to me probably getting a temper. Wanna have to go use phone ears well this morning.
Shelter, infirmary, and market in Westmoreland on Wednesday. Mr. McKenzie says the more than 150 occupants of the shelter will be moved to tents, which will be erected by the Jamaica Defense Force if they're unable to relocate.
First contention. Almost a month and a half on into Melissa. The government ongo talk about setting up tent city to house people at the moment. This is almost a month and a half on, This is not in the first week or two of Melissa. This is not in the first week or two of Melissa, which all of us have been saying, because that would have limited the outbreak of leptospirosis we're plagued with. No, continue, Minister. I'm getting a temper this morning. Well, if you have a friend that can take you, the government will help to facilitate that. How, I don't know. If you rent a room and the room pop down and you can't find a room for rent, the government will help to facilitate that. Don't know what it means.
Minister Mackenzie adds that the temporary facility would provide the same service as the current shelter. He also states
I've been a session not hearing it now. Anybody else having that problem? If not, I've been a refresh, not hearing dead man good. Because dead man I use a megaphone, you see. Dead man
that the elderly resident
is using a megaphone, but me go play back uninterrupted, me gonna hear again. But when I hear dead man, his problem is because he's using a megaphone.
Minister of Local Government Desmond Mackenzie has announced that all victims of Hurricane Melissa who are housed in school shelters across Western Jamaica will be relocated by December 31 to make the classrooms vacant for school by January. Carla Ramdeen has this report. Minister of Local Government Desmond Mackenzie toured the Petersfield Shelter, Infirmary and Market in Westmoreland on Wednesday. Mr. Mackenzie says the more than 150 occupants of the shelter will be moved to tents, which will be erected by the Jamaica Defense Force if they're unable to relocate. Minister Mackenzie adds that the temporary facility would provide the same service as the current shelter. He also states that the elderly residents will be relocated at an infirmary at the government's expense. Mr. Mackenzie says the process will begin today and is appealing to residents to cooperate.
Bear with me, globalist.
CBN News.
All right, it done. Jesus keeps me near the cross. Because when you deal with this government, you know, you have to have something to hold on, pan. When you deal with this government, you have to have something to hold on, pan. 1 month and a half, roughly, into Melissa. People has been in temporary shelter, i.e., pop down schools. Today, the government don't have a plan how to rehouse or reallocate them. If you listen to Minister Siaga's beaten stick, he's pushing back the responsibility to the people. Find a relative to take you. We will facilitate that. Find a room to rent. We will facilitate that. And if your house needs to be repaired for you to get back in, not one plan from a government who get up the foreign, go attend funeral when 1 month and a half on, we still can't get a plan how the government is going to tagger through this. I'm going to bring you to another video, Prime Minister, that explains the discoordination in everything, and everything boiled down to leadership, Prime Minister. Everything, PM, goes right back to the dismal leadership of this Prime Minister. Leadership that the country is waiting for. Leadership where the country can see. And this topic here, I spoke about this already in parity. This is not happening only in parity. It is happening, right across the disaster zone, where the elder and challenged communities, the vulnerable communities are not being properly served when it comes to food. Because you know, say borrowing food package, that's going to help people literally I go get. And this is going to cause a riot in our country, because when people the government take up so much money and you go think you're going to get out a hit a care package, it will cause riot, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, it will cause riot. There's an inequity in the food distribution, Prime Minister. The elders them is not being served. This is not only your fault, Andrew Holness, coming after a portion blame where blame is to be a portion. This is not only your fault, but I tell you why it's centered on you, Prime Minister, is because there's no overarching plan coming from the architect of this whole thing. No, there's blame for a lot of people locally. When it comes to both labor rights and PNP within local government and the MP and the caretaker upon the ground with all of their organized staff that they have used during election time, Prime Minister, these are the structure that we were looking for from you, top-down structure in how the distribution of aid is done. Prime Minister, it's still a pick and mix. Prime Minister, still pick and mix a one, or vulnerable people across the disaster zone are not being served. It's the fittest of the fittest who can go 1, 2, 3 times, go get something from every disaster truck will come. Some of them get all 2, 3 times for the same truck, Prime Minister. And this is because we don't have any clear leadership, clear structured from your Prime Minister. This is why when it comes down to underground, things are all over the place. The same thing, Prime Minister, we take up thick. Come here. Come here, Junker. And if I'm saying, when you dig out South Africa, you the outline to it how you want it done. You left in the chaos, you pick up and you go about your business. And when you come back, you take up pick and you move to it. Anja John Hamilton, how you do? Sharon, how you do? You take up pick Prime Minister and you move to it and you tell me how disgraceful we look. And how we make your country look bad. Prime Minister, it was because you have not provided us a structure to work in. It is because, Andrew Holness, you have provided no leadership. It's because, Andrew Holness, you have politicized the thing. It is because, Andrew Holness, you have pushed national unity aside to opticize, or if that's how the word go, and narratize and publicize pound of JLP campaign. This is why the thing around so chaos and poke about who else if you run when a JLP had wheat. Ask yourself the question, who else it a go run if a JLP had wheat? Listen, Prime Minister. This is a major problem, and a problem that must be addressed from Andrew Holness to JLP and PNP politicians on the ground. Because both JLP and PNP wanna still stand up in our same corner and watch the Jamaica people suffer. Because it's all about UNO. It's all about political bullshit.
You should be more orderly. Because we don't have any conscience,
The damage in Lacovia St. Elizabeth is very, very evident. But the people, especially seniors, haven't been able to get much aid or food supplies coming into the area.
And some other junker we are calling yourself journalists. Why you don't go create a YouTube channel and free up on yourself? Why you don't go create a YouTube channel and free up on yourself? Free up on yourself from the shackles of corrupt political editors. We zip on a mouth. Where them tell Uno can broadcast to the world. Why not cut the bullshit and go create a YouTube channel?
When this truck comes, you find people who will come and take over and over. And some people don't get any. I don't know the reason why. It is not nice. We should be more responsible for one another. But we don't respond for one another. We just come and grab and take and don't matter about their brother.
We can't move up and down. Me have to take me time, would have to go to the take up something and take me time, come back in. But if me walk and me get little slide on my foot book, me drop, me can't move. Me have to reach that and they see somebody come and me beg them a help and they help me put me back in here. So that's why me have to just sit down.
Intelligence is a very vital thing, A lot of us not intelligent enough, that. You have your brother out there and he should get food too. Them only want to take for themselves.
I want water, but I don't love it. No, I need the food, but me no love run back up. Me no believe in it, me no like it. And that's why me love my farming, the farm.
No MP, I do one of them a help out, we know. On the roadside, now we have to give thanks to them, But if I never them, we no get no package. No package. All my mother, whole staff, we don't see nobody come around yet because assist we. So we have to just give thanks to one of them.
Here what the problem is, Prime Minister. When a distribution, and I'm not saying by you, by the charities, they are piloted by your politicians or your JDF people. And these people are piloted to the main road of certain communities But we know that within a community, there are side road and there are lanes. There are side roads and there are lanes. Now, without any prior notice that relief will be distributed. And I'm going to use my community as the example based on how the community is at the moment, because you can only come from one side of the community. So you're coming from the Fellaswood, darkest side into Lickerbridge, Hilltop, and all of that go right down to Parity, Seaside, which is the most devastated area. And that is how the relief is mainly centered in my community. Them come from all the way from the starting of the community, set to the nether end of the community, and them escape everybody along that direction, and them go down a Seaside, go stop. Now, the people them from Spice Grove, Lickerbridge, Hilltop, and Springfield, Gravesend, by the time them people they would have reached down a Seaside Prime Minister, Seaside people would have hark up that the resources make 2-3 trips. And then you have a lot of people who are not being served. You have the elderly, the disabled, and everybody who cannot grace the outside to come in the hustle and bustle to come get a care package or to come get any resources. That all of that, Prime Minister, is down to your lacking of leadership. And it goes right down to the ground where PNP over here so I do for them thing in the constituency. Labour right over here so I do for them thing in the constituency. And there is no unity when it comes to the whole relief effort. So there's no join up in this at all. In this is everybody's securing their political narrative. Me no see more on that. Some can't talk about more on that. Everybody has secured their next vote. Where else uno see Jamaica? Because if something out there to say, uno help tell me. But me and look, and all me can see is everybody has show up them next vote. Uno see anything I go on for the people them? Uno see anything I go on for the people them? Dr. Dawes was warning in the first 40 years.
The health ministry says
how not to get to where we are right now. We are there under wholeness again because a lack of leadership, guidance, and clear instructions from your Prime Minister. You see how much your lack of leadership has cost? How much your arrogant leadership, your narcissistic tendency, Prime Minister, has cost? Now look at the time when the Prime Minister talk about setting up JDF tent only because you want to ship the people them out of school to get school for open in January. When you have a month and a half to do something, and now you're turning the responsibility upon the people themselves. If you look somebody for house them are going to find a room rent, and we will assist you. Don't know what that assistance is. Lack of leadership, Andrew. Everything we are with devil we right now is lack of leadership. All you do, you walk and you sell, we give away free, and the little left over, you give away for brata. Look at what Andrew Wellness bring with you. And the labor right them still a glorify him. The labor right them still a glorify for women don't know what.
the health ministry says the number of cases are climbing and the death toll is also increasing.
Alshin Burke has details.
The health ministry says 12 people have died, of which 7 were confirmed as leptospirosis related. In a release today,
And we know Dr. Tufton don't give us the right figures. We know when it comes to Dr. Tufton and sick and dead figure, you ain't gonna get the reality until it's way out of hand. See, I know the government can't give we a death toll, a justified death toll from Melissa, because the 45 when the government are tell we know it's a lie. We know it's a lie. But as for whatever reason, the government don't want to talk about the deaths. The government gone silent on Black River and Parity. Silence as a lamb.
The health ministry says the number of cases are climbing and the death toll is also increasing.
Alshane Burke has details.
The health ministry says 12 people have died, of which 7 were confirmed as leptospirosis related. In a release today, the ministry says the country has recorded 71 cases, of which 26 are confirmed cases. It says it is continuing its management of the disease across the island and is giving special attention to St. James, St. Anne and St. Elizabeth as they have the highest number of suspected, probable or confirmed cases. St. James has 15 cases, St. Anne has 12, and there have been 8 cases in St. Elizabeth. The health ministry is reminding the public that leptospirosis is preventable, treatable and survivable if detected early and taken seriously. It is advising persons to wear protective gear during cleanup, avoid flood water, secure food and water supplies, and keep their environment clean. Meanwhile, the ministry says there are no other communicable diseases that are of concern currently, with dengue and influenza remaining below the threshold and below the normal numbers for this time of year. Alshane Burke, TVJ News.
We were told by Dr. Dawes, Wagwan. We were told by Dr. Dawes, Arlene Scott, how you do? But when Dr. Dawes spoke about it, my God, they went for him on social media. If them could have cut Dr. Dawes' throat, they literally would have. But we're there now. We are there now. And not a thing from the government. Nothing at all. There's a broader section of an interview with my cousin in relation to Parity, but that one is on Jamaica Drive By, Jamaica Walk By channel. But one new video come out about Arlington Centers, but I have to go watch it later because at first may I say anything from Arlington since I want me to say I look for again globalist. Me gone old. Oh yeah. Jamaica Walk By. Because Flight Green, we're not going to ease up and make one of things say Parity people is going to walk away in silence. We're not going to walk away in silence. But Andrew, morning, we're waiting for your response in relation to Chief Curry. Because Prime Minister, we see the role play. We see a whole lot of JLP narrative, a spew a road. We know what they are about and what we mean by that. We really, really know. But nobody will buy into on a narrative against Chief Curry. I mean, no sensible, well-thinking person. Because we know the role play already. We see Ferran come out. We saw no send out sponsored JLP. You know, send out to sponsor JLP vloggers them and start create all sorts of narrative we want create, but we are fully aware of the plan and we know exactly what it is all about. Therefore, we now go stay silent and we now go make uno come take what St. Elizabeth fan with Chief Fly Green and Andrew Holness. Let me redo this audio bounce. We're not going to hand over with generational wealth because Andrew Holness go walk and take money from he, she, the old lady, and anybody we can give Andrew. And you heard Andrew went to South Africa where they and I invite everybody say come. Play back Dr. Det interview. Which one? Have I played it before? But let's listen because we didn't on the other channel, on Noel channel, there wasn't so much of the interview with my cousin. So we're gonna listen and then we'll come back on the other side because Fly Green wants us to forget. Andrew Holness wants us to forget. But producer Wayne is going to remind them that we will never forget the attack when we carry out pan we. When you try to kill we off, to go pay back the people them they open money. Where Andrew Holness a walk and take for everybody. And Andrew Holness still a call for more. And this is a cousin Myrna house. This is a cousin Myrna first son. Hold on.
My girl born and gray.
Yeah, we just have to swing quick and fast. Is it, you know, the road broke off a section of Parity Road. So people see the way how we have to travel from that side to come on the other side through the alligator, crocodile infested water, which we end up having to do it here. That's why you have to get on the other side too as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's a concern. So I think the reality of the situation is you have relatives who live just down the road, right? There is no real alternative. I think the government come and say them give us an alternative route to get here, and them satisfied with that. But the reality is, forget your relative for just the 3-minute walk down the road. The alternative provided by the government, no, it would be a 45-minute drive.
Right? To just go. For just less go than around, 3 minutes to walk down the
3-minute walk. And not everybody have a car, and I know that, right? So that them left with. That's the only option we have now is for cross the pond because the alternative is not feasible.
A while ago, I see a thing where a vehicle forward from CM Crane Road come onto Parity and stop right which part the road broke off.
Yeah.
And that's the organization that give out like food and some stuff like that. I see people from over on this side have to walk through the lake, the river, the seabed, the crocodile investigation, anything what we want to call it. To just go up on the other side.
All right, let me describe the walk a little bit. So the seaside, the sand is eroding and has eroded and continues to erode. So like nobody not trust the sand for hold up if them try to walk on the beach side, right? So the alternative we have now is to go out into the pond and then cross in the pond. And the pond have a more solid base. But that solid base still is filled with sinkholes. So if you know watch where you walk, we use markers to kind of outline where's the safe part to walk. And if you know watch where you walk, you will drop in a sinkhole and then the current can carry it.
a while ago when we are passed, what we have to use them to show is the darker look of the water. We see one part look like a pitch black. So use the machete and just shove it down in there and it lasts. Compared to which part we were standing.
Definitely.
So stuff like that enough to use.
That's the case. We put up markers now where just give a sign to anybody who not from the area and have to make that journey. Like that way them can use it as a reference as well. One thing you might notice, the water have a different color at certain points. That's because it's dead there now for 1 month and it gets to a point where it's not just the pond going to the sea, it's the sea coming back from the pond. So essentially the community right now, the ocean, like them have to go redraw them up because the sea itself actually come in, right?
More.
And like you can go there and fish right now and catch fish from the ocean while going at the pond side, right?
Yeah, because
so that the only reason why that's happened is because it hasn't been addressed for so long, right? So it's more than a month now since Hurricane Melissa. The action where we're being told that is happening is maybe happening in some boardroom or some office room somewhere else because we there every day and we don't see no action. We don't see nobody come and take measurements to say, all right, well, we're going to try to sort of address this. But I understand how they might try to conceptualize a plan to fix it and then they come look on it and actually do any assessment of the actual site to see what sort of needed. But every time we reach out and highlight this issue, we're being told that it's being worked. So where them are working? So which part them they are working?
Them are working, but nobody no forward in here.
Exactly.
Not even make a mark of see exactly what going on.
Then that which reflects the reality is that it's not actually being worked. So they may talk about the working, but them not know.
That are just a whole, you know.
That are just whole. And you know the reality right now, the food situation is good, and we're very thankful for that because a lot of people, a lot of groups come around here and deliver food. Accessibility is hard, so it would be hard for residents go out and buy food, right? So we're grateful for that. We're not hungry. Yeah. But everything that is rising up on the needs list are of the scale that only the government can manage. The house, whole heap of people, yes, rain fall, we have to go and go mop up, right? Because whole heap of people still don't have roof. And we're fortunate here to have deck portions of this house, right? But a lot of houses on the road don't have deck portions, and every time rainfall, people mattress wet up again, everything wet up again.
So they have to constantly have sun mattress and all them.
So the reality of the situation right now is all the things that are highest need to be addressed. Nobody else can manage that scale besides the government. No aid organization now go come back and build everybody in the community house.
True
right?
that.
And me not necessarily I said the government need to come and build everybody.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
House, but that's a problem that only the government can address. And that's a way we are lose. Those are the areas where we're being
and even
short.
Even for
the
fix.
Road, let me get that point. The road is the utmost, that's at the pinnacle of that, right? Who else are going to fix the road? Right? We can't go there and throw things in there. Right? That's something that no individual or aid organization can take on. And the government have to take that on, and that's how we're not seeing action. So everything that the government's supposed to have ownership for and supposed to have responsibility for are them things they are fall flat.
No lie, electricity, boy. Me no know when that are going even.
You know the reality. We accept that. We accept that the part there are gonna take time, and I think we can find ways to work around that in the meantime.
True.
But we can't find ways to work around
and the roadway
is the road situation. Exactly. And the pipeline, the water is the next big problem, and the main pipeline into the community, run through that same road. So how we are gonna get water if them not even start to think about to fix the road? You understand?
Yeah.
The water distribution, the government are trying a thing. Them try the water distribution, right? Like we don't get water often enough. That's the reality. Like we don't get water deliveries often enough. The last time we get a water truck that was government distribution was 2 weeks ago, over 2 weeks ago. And What happens as a result is because them takes a long to come round, we have to pull up every barrel, every bucket, every bottle we can find.
When the truck come?
When the truck come, right? Because we know so we not see them again.
See them again.
And you know what that do? When you have whole heap of barrel and bucket and sitting full up of water left outside, that breed up mosquito. So I'm sure you're there, your mosquito will kill you by the time.
No, man, me case and cut me now, me come to me again right now.
That's the point, and it's growing into a state where we're creating a health crisis. The government in action is creating a health crisis. Not just with mosquito, but just the availability of clean water. And the fact that the water availability is so unreliable that we are going to cause more health problems.
Jeez and peace. So one question I have to ask you too as well. When it comes on to like the mosquito them now, what about vector unit? Vector unit come in and do spray.
You know what's funny? I say the minister published a list, which was the government starting their what them call them fogging activities.
Yeah.
And Party, if you look on Party, pond in front, sea back, we're full of water around here. Like we have mangroves in our front yard, essentially, right? Breeding ground for mosquitoes. Party wasn't on the list. And
Violet, refresh because you are the only one who's having that problem.
I mean, I say other communities don't deserve enough, mosquito.
So parity, which is priority, never the panelist.
I mean, I'm not the one who determines what is priority, but based on what me know, and I'm sure everybody who come from around here will know it's a party full of mosquito. So the vector, the fucking list where them published never included party, and there was no schedule for party. It said other communities would be added, but we not see party on the list yet, and we not see no fucking group come around yet. So, that was at least a week ago. So as I said, another thing that the government alone can manage that sort of issue. We'll
not see them again.
Yeah, exactly.
So pretty much majority of things them on a real.
Sharon said, I can't believe Flight Green is doing that to parity. Sharon, me never expect better. God over my head, I've never expect better. I've always been warning party people about Flight Green, especially during the election campaign. I warned them about this youth. Party people. And these people supported that youth so much. So much. These people supported that youth so much.
I do it right now, like probably public people where organizations, charities, and then people really come across. What about the food? You know, remember the name for the person who give up the organization who give out the food?
World Central Kitchen has been doing great work in the community. Like people there, and them can count on them more often than not. And that's a huge help. As I say, we can't imagine if people are hungry with the scale of devastation out there with this. We're thankful that we're not hungry. We're glad for that party. But it's 1 month go by now, and it's getting to the point where the other things that are of criticality need to be addressed, like the road access, like the housing situation, like the water situation, and the agencies. I understand why them not touch that. That's the government's responsibility. That a government like that them thing they will pay with tax money for.
Yeah,
you understand? That is it. Road, water, and housing. Those are the things that the government intervention is required for in this hurricane relief effort, and that them things they fall flat. So we're very thankful for everybody who come through and drop little food or drop little clothes and things. We're very grateful for that because a lot of people belongings wash through the house and they're over the end of the mangrove. So we're very grateful for that.
I never expect better from Flight Green. I swear to God, him don't surprise me.
At the same time, the infrastructure, which is road, house, water, them thing there, we're not getting no support with.
All right, so right now you're one of them man where persons can actually reach out to and to talk to and to like be a next representative to for the community and things. So you have a number where we can give out so persons can reach out to you and talk to you about some of these things and how them can get it sorted out and probably give a timeline.
So I wouldn't say reach out to me. I would say reach out to our member of parliament. He's the representative for this community, not me. So I think more people bringing those issues to him will help to, I hope, help, to kind of motivate a little more action. And really, that's all I'm going to say in that regard is for people contact the member of parliament and highlight that this is the situation in party. That's one way you can help. Like, I don't know what me I do necessarily with the information. Because as I said, like, them things here are not things where the community can organize around. We self for there, and we want to fix the road, but we don't have the equipment to do it. And the government have to provide the equipment. Holy Paman there at the time where we're glad to help out, lift a stone or lift up a couple blocks or whatever them need to help the road fix. But we don't have the equipment. We don't have the technical expertise we needed. And who should that come from, right? Government. Me can provide that. So that's the point.
Big up my teacher. Yep. I respect it all to me. You know what I mean? Jamaica walk by and think art I love. So massive, you don't know, the rain just subside and we're going to see what going on for the rest of the place. Or we're just going to try and make a way and see. But I don't know Noel there and Noel. I wonder if there's a next way we can walk. We don't go through
45-minute drive. 45-minute drive.
45-minute drive. We walk 2 minutes to go by your van. So yeah, massive. Let's do this. Yeah, massive. So we're there in a parity. Parity.
Yes, Paul, if you need to contact me, you can contact me on my numbers on screen. Bear with.
No, that's just with the spirit.
You want to say something on camera?
Yeah, you want the youth were drawn down there.
Oh, there's a youth of Jones?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, yeah, them I say, but them find him back?
No. So, October 31st, couple days after I started, as I said, the breaking the road separate families, So, Teddy, who lived on the other side of the break, him the day survive and say my good on me.
I say him name Teddy?
Yeah, man. Shakin. What Teddy government name be? Shemar Salmon. So Shemar Salmon lived down the road. Then I left from yourself to go across. And him falling in one of the sinkhole I mentioned.
That's the one that I talked to in the interview. Say we should say we're deep.
Yeah, exactly. And the water get caught in the current, and we haven't seen him since. At the time, there was an attempt to rescue him, like so people that try to throw something, catch on to.
Oh, so that means that I go ask a person actually see him when him there, John.
People see him and actually try to rescue him, and then fail to rescue him, and then see him go under. That was October 31st. So
that's basically 1 month later.
Yeah, do the maths. All right. So 1 month passed now. So it was reported same day.
Right, that's in the water there.
Right, that's in the same water.
Just so you see water when we walking in fall night and
yeah, exactly.
You have to come back with the drone, you know.
Yeah. So
you have to come back with the drone.
Yeah, that was reported the same day. Since then, I mean, it's hard to say what has happened because there wasn't a search conducted. Fair enough, it was immediately after the storm, so the emergency services never have them thing together. But at the same time, that's a missing person report where there's a clear story on how the death could have occurred, and there's clear story on where the body could be. But at the same time, there's been no action. There is no sort of response. For the past week, the family been get word that the JDF will come through if we come do a search. And every day we're there, every vehicle was to pass, we say, oh, I must them this. No action whatsoever.
So 1 month now, the man then at the water, go under.
Sharon, it's a high possibility that he's eaten by a crocodile, because besides swimming crocodile them depend the loose, we generally always have a lot of crocodile over salt pan. That's well known to the community. So that is a high possibility. The community is also thinking his body is possible chopped under debris or under the blue house where you see almost in the midst of the galangin, in the trench. That's why they wanted the divers, because they possibly think his body was chopped under there.
Nobody not seeing back in front of people. People report this, everything.
People report it. And it's almost as if it's...
And it's the same water where people have to walk in right now if we go across.
And that is not... There's other cases of people falling in and then manage to swim.
They come out.
Right? So the fact say the road break happened, that the ability for access is one thing, but there is also a safety aspect to it. And people lose life. There has been life lost already. And it's almost as if the government has said, somebody else have to dead for them to come do something. You understand?
Jeez,
like, it's almost as if one way if I go fake a death down there to get little attention to it. What am I waiting for?
And somebody life lost already.
Yes, there has been a life lost already. And
massive.
People fall in already. And they manage to save themselves.
And massive, that's where we are going to walk back to go on the other side because the road broke off.
Exactly. And you know what I'm going to say? Well, don't cross it. But me just tell you, so the alternative is a 45 minutes.
Yeah, and we just park right there, so beyond the part it broke off.
So we're not going
to go this way.
Now go walk around the road.
We can't.
Exactly.
Oh, Art Love, and thank you so much for sharing this. You understand, bro G?
So,
I roll. Yeah, man, we are roll. Someone say we're
not
on the other side. Wait a second. Somebody want, you can say.
Maybe we can come up with my underwater.
Silence.
Are you a person of faith who struggles with low mood or low self-esteem? What if I told you that
the intention
search the body of water down
Yeah, we see if me what make you tell the mother?
We are not going to allow the government to do it in silence and get away with it. Because this is the whole reason for the silence. This is the whole reason for them turning their back.
You know what I mean?
It's all about
underwater drone and see if we can find anything or maybe locate the person.
If it's not safe for William, then it's not safe for the government and investor them won't develop anything there.
So we are trying to make a way.
If it don't safe for we, it don't safe for nobody else. I have been warning party people.
We'll have one of the underwater drones. We probably can use that to see if we can.
I have been warning Jamaica people about the geopolitical warfare what we get ourselves in. I have been warning party people, especially since burial. So look here. This is what it's all about, you know. And it's not done. It's not done.
So you know what? Who did see man I try help him?
In a burial. It's not done.
Help him. But I mean nearby, me and him group together. We was like there was three of us.
And look at what they did for us.
Me about
Look at how silent
we used to play football.
they are about
and play cricket over there.
Look at how silent they are about it. It's like they want the world
like running around.
to forget
Everybody
it.
else was more elder or older than us.
The way how party is devastated.
And we have when really depend the news and in the media, and we as human we have to be mental strong, because if we depress, we just gonna get worse.
Of attention to us. They just want us to go away in silence, and we're not. We're not going in silence just so. We are not going to go away in silence, because the Prime Minister and Floyd Green knows fully their intention. They fully know their intention. It is why they are frustrating us. It is why they are going to come to us with all sort of safety. All sort of safety bullshit. We tell us that it don't safety we. But me they warning about Floyd Green and the whole party. The blue house there what come up in the thingy just now. The family think he's trapped under this blue house. That's why they would have want the diverse support and all of that. Even Jellan Myrna's son, who was doing the interview, wanted to pay from early on for the diving to take place. But we just never get the help from the authority. Them just keep promising and promising and promising, and nothing to date has not happened. And we don't know when and if anything is not happened. But Floyd Green and Andrew Holness, you can count on me not to be silent. You can count on me not to be silent. When me tell you no, because a family member of mine called me after election done. Done now, done. Election done, done now. Me say no going to pay dearly. You're going to pay dearly. And see then now, Floyd Green has turned his back. Floyd Green has turned his back on one of the worst hit area in his constituency. Literally turning back on the people them. And it is sad enough to see the labor rights section of the community still defending Floyd Green. Still think Floyd Green is a good MP and a good minister and a good politician. They literally still think so. They literally still think Floyd Green is a good politician. And for Floyd Green alone, the community would have been wiped off the map in silence. Because for such a high-profile politician within constituency devastated, and Floyd Green is going around making all sorts of agricultural statements, all sorts of agricultural promises, all sorts of agricultural spending outline, and nothing about the devastation throughout his constituency. Floyd Green and us live in the same community. Floyd Green no live far from right this way I look pan. It's a half an hour, 45-minute walk, not drive, walk. It's a less than 10-minute drive from this to Floyd Green yard. It's a less than 10-minute drive from which part you see Ridge stand up there so to Floyd Green house. About a half an hour, 45 minutes walk. Is not one of the MP when you know the constituency, when you know the community. It's not like Floyd Green no get around yet to know what happened in Parity. Floyd Green know exactly what took place in Parity. Ask yourself the question, why then is Floyd Green so silent? Why then would Floyd Green not lobby for support for his constituencies and the various community? in his constituency. It's all an agenda. Them take the whole heap of money from the United Nations, the World Bank, from the Indian investors, from the Dubai investors, and Andrew Holness have a target to meet in the next 4 years. Andrew Holness have a target to meet in the next 4 years. By 2030, Andrew Holness have to deliver to the United Nations its compliance on whatever pact he signed up to, the 2030 agenda. He called it the Vision 2030. Without any, what makes this sad for me, and very, very sad, I find it very, very sad. Since Andrew Holness came to power, but more so since 2019, Andrew Holness have joined the cult of ungodlyism. Andrew Holness is taking lots of big decisions that involves our life, or social status, or economic independence, or generational wealth. He has taken so much decisions that affected us. Even what you see Andrew doing with the 2030 agenda and the new city, I know me make it up for him telling about the new city. The new South Coast tourist development, which from last year, may I tell you how much Andrew take money from all sort and all boat to develop the South Coast tourism. Then the time we never know of him plan yet to build the new city and in a Black River that him will go ahead with it. Because I know the first, he may always use it on election campaign, but this time in kind of more cement things to it. We thought again it was another election campaign because they do it so regularly. But this time the plan was sealed and signed. Sealed, signed, and executed Andrew Holness. And Jamaicans on a whole have no knowledge of the tant amount of decision that our government is taking behind our back. Decisions that are going to affect us for generations to come. Decision that will affect many communities. Many communities will be displaced. Many people will be forcefully moved. Many of us will be killed when we decide to stand up. But the people, what make it sad, the people don't know what time of day it is in our country. And that is very sad. The people are totally unaware of what time of day it is in our country. The people are being surrounded. The people are being controlled. And you know what? The people are giving their consent. The people are giving their consent. Who's ringing my doorbell at this time? I don't feel like get up. Hold on, the globalist. 1 second.
You need oxygen tank. You need a diver.
Because it's deep, man. It's deep.
A diver to come.
Professional.
I don't wonder what that is.
No, man. I like a little metal thing.
So, which part we can walk through?
Follow me, man. Never follow me.
So, take care, yeah, mommy. We'll try to go. Yeah, me, I will try to come with the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what we have to go do?
All right, over here, say mosquito then, brother.
Yeah, man, that's why I don't want to bring you in a bush,
Jesus.
and I go say, the mosquito them
Come like
too
a
much.
yes, them there. No, so we are trying to go through the part.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
head
I
back
got my box about 10.
Be careful, Eric. Someone only can walk on easy.
So
just hurry up for the mosquito.
Mosquito them wicked, brother.
Yeah, for the swamp, you know, that's why breed them up.
Yeah, swamp, that's all.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But as you start getting, as you start getting at the water, then gone. So we're back on the journey.
Jesus, peace.
Cut wide, remember the boat,
cut wide. Cut wide, no, watch how I go on. See,
wait,
yeah, take up that.
Wait.
Well, flash you off, auntie.
Yeah.
Eh?
Me know.
Jesus,
Sorry, globalists. Me there figure the door. It was being martyrdom around here yesterday. The fire inspection people them come to inspect everybody front door. Okay, yesterday man, whoop emergency they run here yesterday morning. In the early morning, police and ambulance, me don't know what them did both. And then in the evening, one of my neighbor on the top floor, fear house catch a fire, and the entire brigade, the entire fleet, fire brigade in the entire country end up round here yesterday. So yesterday round here was a hot spot. So now because of the fire, them have to do them fire protocol through the building today. So, but going back now to the people in the shelter that the Prime Minister is trying to push out in order to open school. Of course, we want schools to be reopened. We want our children them back in school as early as possible so they not lose no learning time, because in a COVID them lose almost 2 years of learning time. And we see the breakdown in education after they return to school. So we want them to have all the required learning time. But when it comes to the government and shipping the people out of the schools to get schools back up and running, this is a major failure. When we're talking so the government don't have no plan, this shows it. Because the government have tents all this time that was donated by Japan. When we are saying to the government, at least temporarily move the people out of the disaster zone by creating a tent city. The government is only contemplating that now. Contemplating that just to get them out of the schools. But that's not the first option of the government. The first option is try get a family member to take you or put you up. Try get a place to rent. Now, these are people who for them family mash up too. Just because the minister not aware of that. These are people who for them relative mash up too. The ministers, if they can go get a place to rent, minister, what if you rent no? You don't see the whole of Western Jamaica pop down, sir? Are you saying they should move from Western Jamaica and go look around, rent somewhere, whoa, yonder big at fullness? This is what the minister is saying to people who have just lost everything, to people who have no jobs. And when we are saying the government have no plan, this is why everything is so chaotic. And when the Prime Minister shame The Prime Minister gave us a good old going over. To cover for him embarrassment because he failed to do what he should have done. And what the Prime Minister did is turn around in his ungrateful splutter to blame all of those who jump in to make Andrew Holness look good. Andrew Holness, then they make look good, you know. All of these people who used to jump in and support, they're making Jamaica look good. But Andrew Holness said, you all are taking the glory here. I'm not getting any glory out of this. I'm not getting any glory out of this. Labour writer live Jankro and PNP a dead dog. Come here, PNP. Dead dog gonna come here. I'm gonna forever say it. Because Melissa is politics, you know. Uno na watch it. Melissa politics. PNP obaya so do for them galangin. Labour obaya so do for them galangin. And Jamaica left in the middle unattended to. This is a national crisis, PNP. When it did politically expedient for no, on lead the nation in protests against Monday. When name are on a lead comrades in protest against Dennis Chung. Look at the human rights abuse. Look at the level of human rights abuse. PNP get silent in a parliament because we turn fool, them turn fool too. And all the way a fool. Because we thought, and because of the 14, make them did so silent. But 28 not much more than 14. Do the maths. You do the maths yourself, Jamaica, and tell me if 28 is any much more than 14. In my brain, I don't see the difference between 28 and 14. Aren't they just both numbers? They may look different. To some people, they may have different value. But to me, they are just numbers. And that is what the PNP is. Bodies and numbers. We're not represented by the PNP. We're not represented by them. They're meant to stand in the guardrail at this time. And if they cannot get to shout in Parliament, shout from the fucking street, PNP. You bunch of hypocrites. You bunch of sit down and wait upon the loot. I can't hope I'm not going to get rich too, you know. Because we know Labour give contract to PNP and PNP give contract to Labour. I hope I'm not going to get rich, you know. I hope I'm not sit down. A count pound of finger, you know. While we, the people of Jamaica, who will pick up this debt into eternity. This debt into eternity. And we, the Jamaica taxpayer, go pick up it. After with children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, I go pick up it. You know what's sad though? When I go benefit all out of it. Because just like for 1962, when I promised we road and water, until the year 2025 soon done. 2025 soon done. Andrew! Somebody call Andrew there. If you know, come here. Remember, the Prime Minister, just about 24 to 36 hours before Melissa, I said to you, say, Andrew, if spark never spark, and reach never reach, me wouldn't like to see you road them after Melissa. Jesus Christ, Andrew Holness. Hey, Andrew, you better tell somebody if you thought cultivate donkey, Prime Minister. Because we're going to, some younger generation when you know how to plot hamper, go sit down with your grandmother. Go sit down with your grandmother and learn to plot hamper basket. Because we're going to need hamper. We're going to need saddle. We're going to need bib and rope and donkey. Because when them done thief off this year 6 5, Prime Minister come here again. Don't walk with so fast, man. We talk to you. The 6.5 billion US dollars, Prime Minister, won't go thief off. Barring the stealing, what we know that the IMF always allow crooked leaders to do. What are the conditionalities, Prime Minister? Tell the people of Jamaica, what are the conditionalities that come with the $6.5 billion US dollars? How much will we have to give up? How much are we going to share up? And then something the Jamaica people now wake up to. Bill came. Paula Jones bill. Junita Broderick bill. Monica Lewinsky's bill. It's a disaster zone. So I don't know what Oprah wait pan. I don't know what Bill Gates a wait pan. Because Bill Clinton come. So I don't know what the other set of junk them a wait pan, because we know that when you come to Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and the wicked Oprah, the whole of them live in a disaster zone. Them survive from blood. If we not bleed, people like them don't survive. That literally. If we not bleed, people like them not survive, because they invest in disaster. They invest in disaster. They sponsor and pay for disaster. They sponsor and pay for disaster. And we are facing the real-time consequences. We are facing the real-time consequences of all that. We are facing the consequences of all that right now. Right now, we are taken over by demons. And when you talk to the Jamaica people want to make we think say, I'm mad, we're mad. Jamaica people want to make we think say, we're mad. We're conspiracy theorists, or whatever they want to call us. But that's why we dedicate my time to education, Yeah, we don't want to be dunce. Jesus Christ, I wouldn't want to sound like a Labourite. Me wouldn't want to sound like a Labourite, because it sounds pitiful. I mean, we could have a sport, but then again, yeah, you could have competition. At least Jamaica and America could go into competition, because Keir Starmer doesn't have a base in England here. You see, like how Donald Trump have his MAGA base, and Andrew Holness have a fully done base. Keir Starmer don't have that base in England here. So Keir Starmer is not that lucky. Keir Starmer not so lucky, because him don't have a base like that, because nobody like Keir Starmer in Britain anyway. Nobody. I mean, Even Keir Starmer's dog at home must have it with him by now. You literally could have a sport called synchronized thinking. And I'm sure we've got competitor at the moment from America and from Jamaica. Because there's a sect that if Donald Trump says skill, they said, hey! And there's a set in Jamaica, if it's Andrew Holness says skill, they say, hey! So we can create the synchronized thinking sport. Maybe more people will come on board. But for now, we know there will be a full-blown competition between Jamaica and America. You know, like how Jamaica and America always compete for the 100 meter. I mean, they could compete for synchronized thinking. Two daft set of people. God almighty.
Jamaica, come close and listen very carefully. To the mega talk straight. You can call it intuition. You can even call it discernment. But whatever you want to call it, mine is screaming. Why? Because every time I look up in the sky, every time I feel the wind change, I know that it is not nature alone. They told us, oh, we signed the EMOD Treaty in the 1970s. Yes, a treaty that literally says, don't use environmental modification to destroy another country. Do you hear me, Jamaica? They did not say don't dream about it. They said don't use it. Why? Because they already had it cooking. Listen, you don't outlaw a fairy tale. You outlaw what's already in the lab. Now look how slick they are. They told the public, we only seed clouds for rain. Rain? Bro, the same technology that can birth a cloud can drown a country. You see, if you push it far enough, meaning you see the frontier, you cool a ocean patch there, you stall a storm for research.
All right, Debbie Jervis,
boom,
later.
A hurricane park over with island like it a parent. And where did Melissa sit? Right over the parish where the government is ready to build its shiny smart city. Jamaica, tell me that's a coincidence. No, tell me it's an act of God. No, Jamaica, it's an act of greed wearing lab coats. They've been studying the weather like it's a chessboard since the 1940s. Project Cyrus, Project Storm Fury, and Operation Popeye. Real names, real budget, real planes. Then they signed this treaty and said, no, man, don't worry. We stopped. Yeah, right. When has a superpower ever just stopped? Because they signed a piece of paper. All they did was change the name. Now they call it geoengineering, climate adaptation, and ionospheric research.
I doubt America would have signed the EMOD convention. This is one thing America does not do, does not sign convention, because America goes around the planet with a lot of lawlessness. If they signed convention, you can hold them accountable in the International Courts of Justice or the CC, whatever one of them, the International Criminal Court or whichever one of them, you can hold them responsible. When they are not a signature to such a document in international law, they are not bound by anything. Thus, many of these conventions and treaties, whichever way you want to call them, that the Americans regularly force people to sign up to, the Americans don't sign them because the Americans don't want to be held accountable.
It's the same hustle with a cleaner headline. Listen, Jamaica, Mother Earth don't act like this on her own. You must admit these storms are moving weird. They pause, they pulse, and they hit strategic zones and leave the land perfect for redevelopment. That's not prophecy, Jamaica. It's planning. They're using science to play God, then turning around and calling it innovation. But they forgot the part that every action has spiritual consequence. Jamaica, you see, when I read that treaty, my chest burned me because it proved everything that I was already feeling. It says, don't manipulate the weather to harm another state. That simply means that somebody already knew how to do it. It also meant that somebody already did. And the powerful did not want the rest of the world to learn the recipe. Look at Jamaica right now. We sit on the warmest water on the earth, a perfect place for them laboratory. So every hurricane season, we are their experiment. Them call it data collection. I say it's weapon testing. They say it's satellite imaging. I say it's targeting coordinates. If they can control currencies, oil, markets, you think they wouldn't want to control the clouds? Listen, Jamaica, I'm not asking any of you to believe me. I'm asking you to trust your intuition on what you already know. When the air pressure drop and your head start pound, nature will warn you. When the birds them vanish before the rain even form, that's instinct, not coincidence. We've got to reconnect with the sense that they're numbing us out to. Listen, Jamaica, I'm not anti-science, I'm anti-lies. I'm anti a bunch of men who believe the sky belongs to them. Because if you can play with the sky, you can play with the crops. You can play with drought, with migration, and with entire nations. That's not innovation, Jamaica. It's dominion. So here is the truth, raw and unpolished. They never stopped. They just got better at hiding. And every hurricane that moves too slow, once in a century, every flood that happens every 2 years, every unusual cloud pattern that you see glowing at night, that's the experiment leaking through. Jamaica, Caribbean, world, wake up, go and read the treaty. Read the history. Then close your eyes and listen to the earth. If your spirit says something off, trust it. Because intuition is the signal that they cannot jam. Jamaica, I'm not here to scare you. I'm just simply here to remind you we are not crazy for noticing patterns. We're the generation that finally calls them out. Jamaica, them can control the weather, but they'll never be able to control the truth.
You can control the weather, never be able to control the truth. Nor will you be able to control a lot of us mouth. Unless you decide to shut some of us, which you all regularly do. But this is where we leave it this morning because the free package where we are used on StreamYard only allow us 2 hours. So we have to wind down before the 2 hours. So thank you very much for being here this morning. Remember, Marcus Garvey always tells us, unite or perish. And if there isn't a time when we should unite, it is certainly now. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view. And keep your ears out to see or hear if the Prime Minister will respond to Chief Curry. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on less roses. For children of Israel do really love rights. So that's why I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night. We gotta bust down and walls. Preparing the way. Preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, listen Rastafari. War and crime and do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I say, watch your man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Preparing the way, preparing the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah. And we love Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. And we love Jah. Me love Jah. Me love Jah. Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah. Rastafari.